rolling and the sound is speeding. Harlem, amen. Welcome to This Week with Drew for Monday, June 22. With the freestyle intro, Big Drew, you know he's gotta go. Poo, 2 times in the day, just to feel regular and okay. Yeah, it's what's up with the freestyle poop intro. What's going on? Sky. Oh no, that was a fake cough that turned into a real cough. I gotta get my puffer. What's going on? Thank you for listening or watching or to the fucking people out there on the Patreon. I want to shout out my Patreons because I forgot to do that last time. John, Greg, Isaac, Joel, Mike, Graham, we got Brees, Bryce, Monis, Tunde, fucking Taryn, Joel, Andre, Blair, Colette, and all Ashley and all the motherfuckers in the hood and Bubba and all the street demons and motherfucking everybody in the world wide. Just kidding on. You guys, you know what I think? Oh man, I caught a little bit of sun on the weekend today. Let's start. Oh, we could do that. We could fucking start off. We could just go with how was my weekend? Cause it's Monday. Oh, did you see I switched up the guitar that I got hanging here? I used to have my my Taylor, my little baby Taylor, but now I put my SG up here. This is a fucking nice. This is a Gibson SG 70s tribute. If you can see on the headstock there, that's a 70s tribute, and it has dirty finger pickups in there, some humbuckers, dirty finger humbuckers. This is nice, man. This is neck through. I got this. There's a little bit of rash on there that I like. And I always liked SGs because of Angus Young, but I'm left-handed, and they only ever made them when I was a kid in this like lacquered red or this like black, and I always felt like super black guitars always like showed fingerprints really hard, and then the lacquer, I never liked the shiny like lacquer on that thing. So then one day I'm walking in like Long and McQuaid. This is before I was there. This is in Edmonton. I was walking. Oh fuck, man! Is this camera battery gonna die? Whatever. Fuck it. We'll YOLO this. And and anyways, I walked in there and I just saw this thing hanging there. And when you're left-handed, man, you like pretty much every guitar that you purchase is under duress. Like there's no like every guitar is, you go walk into a guitar store and like there's 300 guitars and there's maybe like if you're lucky there's like 12. Like that would be like, wow, there's like 12 guitars here, but most of them have like maybe like 5 or 7. So in my career working in guitar stores for the last fucking 12 years, I've always tried to maintain the left-handed section in honor of my left-handed brothers and making sure, because now they're never tuned because people can't tune them upside down or whatever because everybody's fucking right-handed. So anyways, I walk into Long and McQuaid, downtown Edmonton, like right in, like on 104, the one right down there, like right in Custy Town. That's when Custy Town kind of starts in Edmonton, like the real custiness, like the downtown core Custy. That's a little different than like the north side Custy, the downtown core Custy. That's like real. Honestly, that is a complete and utter failure of our health system, which we could talk about later. But anyways, this is about a story about how I got this guitar. I walked in there and then I saw this, and as soon as I saw it, it was the color that I wanted. I've always wanted worn brown without the lacquer finish on it, and then with the nice like it's got this just the regular ass pickups, like nothing's there's no pick guard on it, because sometimes the SGs have the pick guard on it, which is the thing that like would clamp on right there, and some of them have these like big old, like some of them will have like these big old things right here, like pieces of metal that make it like look fancier. But I just wanted like it's just a straight up piece of wood. Like I'm more of like a simple guy. I don't really fuck with breakfast foods. I'm more eat shit like this. I don't really fuck with fancy. I don't like that. I would like more something that's like really nice like that. So anyways, I fucking walked in and I saw that. And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck, I'm probably going to buy a guitar today. And that's what I'm saying. Like every guitar is a left-handed guitar player is under duress, man, because you don't know that you're going to buy, like that you want that guitar. Because you don't know that you walk in there to the shop one day and you just see it. you just have to buy it, man, because when are you going to see another guitar like that again? You're never going to see another guitar like that. I'll tell another story after this one about a guitar I got let away. I let one go away in Halifax that I should have fucking bought when I was there. It was another SG, but even cooler than this, an actual like an 80s edition one. Like this is just a 70s tribute. This is like a reissue model from like 2011 or something. This one was made. So anyways, I walk in and I'm like, fuck, I hope that, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I hope the neck is like twisted on that. Like, I hope it's just fucked. Cause like, you're like, man, I'm going to have to spend like, $1,000 on this guitar right now, which is actually like a pretty good deal for a Gibson, but it's not the fancy one. That's why it's a little bit cheaper, cause it's a fucking, doesn't have all that extra crap on it, which you don't need, or really it adds like, takes away from the coolness of the wood, man. That's what I wanted, just something to just show the grain of the wood. So, and sure enough, I played it and it fucking plays awesome. And then I'm like, as soon as I pick it up, like, this is how you know a guitar is good, is if you pick it up and you start playing a riff that you've never played before. And it just kind of comes to you and you start channeling. And as soon as I plugged in, that Long McQuaid has this like shitty little like room where you could plug in your amp and then like close the door. And it's like a soundproof room. And I plugged into this like Marshall and I turned it on the distortion because it's SG. And then I just started playing this riff like and then I was like, oh my God, like that riff was just in that guitar. And I was like, oh fuck, man. Like when there's a riff in the guitar. And then I knew, and then I was like, okay, fuck, how am I gonna do this? Because like I think I had the cash, but I didn't really want to like drop a G, So I remember, so I was working at another guitar store, Axe Music in Edmonton, and I had this Jackson guitar that had this Floyd Rose trem on it, and it's this guitar that's like, I know this is real guitar nerdy shit that probably nobody is really caring about, but it had this Floyd Rose trem on it that had this locking thing that lets you do these like crazy like Eddie Van Halen like boom, like dive bombs, just like boom. And I never could wank like that. I was never like like I do shred a little bit, but I was never like a whammy bar shredding guy. So I was like, okay, fuck. I grabbed the guitar. I gave it to the guy. And I was like, yo, hold this guitar for me. I'm going to be right back. So I went home and I got my Jackson. And I got that guitar for free with Fender bucks because Fender owns Jackson. So I was a sales guy and they gave me a spiff back. So I got to buy some shit from the catalog. So I got this Jackson because I like metal. But like, I'm not that guy. I will just listen. I wish I could be that guy. But I'm not that guy, man. It requires the amount of practice that it requires to be like that, like shred good at guitar. Like it's 8 hours a day for like 4 or 5 years, which I just couldn't do. I didn't have the desire, man. More power to those guys, man. And I always wish that I could, but just fucking it. So I brought the Jackson Dinky back, and then I gave it to the guy, and then they're like, "Okay, we'll give you this much for it." And then there's like, you owe like X amount on the guitar. And then I was like, okay, yeah, fucking done. So I grabbed that guitar and then I traded the Jackson in, which was sick because I never even played the Jackson like ever, because it was the Floyd Rose and it was like such a piece of shit. Like it wasn't a piece of shit. It was just hard to work on. And then I grabbed this hardtail and then we just fell in love. And that was my first Gibson that I ever owned too, man. Because I was always, obviously, as you guys could tell, I was a Fender guy for a little bit. Meaning because this is my fucking first one. This is my first love. That's a Fender fucking Strat right there. I've never done this before. Have I ever done this before? This one's the Stratocaster. This is the white with the maple neck, and I fucking took the back plate off of it to be like Jimi Hendrix, and then I know where it is, but I don't want to ever put it back on. And then I got this because this is the same guitar that Jimi Hendrix had at Woodstock, except he played a right-handed guitar that was strung left-handed, and that's just straight up a left-handed guitar. So anyways, there you go. That's the story. And I got another SG story about the one that got away in Halifax. But it's not really a good story. It was just another nice SG and I fucking done it. Okay, anyways, was that 9 minutes about fucking wasting time about guitars? Holy fuck, man. You know what a good way to waste time is? Smoking dope. And if you want to smoke dope on the cheap, why don't you check out our sponsor, KingTutsCannabis.com. You can use the promo code Drew to get 10% off your order. If it's your first order, you get a first timers 15% off discount. You could stack my code on top of that and get 25% off your first order, man. We're bringing in the customers, man. So far, we're almost up to 50 uses of the code. I know that it's not 50 individual people. I know it's probably going to be like 10 or 12 of you dieharding it over and over again, which is exactly what we're trying to do, man. Thank you very much. We're trying to start the grassroots movements and breed from the bottom the people that are truly interested. So use the promo code Drew at kingtutscannabis.com. Get 10% off your order. kingtutscannabis.com. Smoke like an Egyptian. Smoke like an Indian. Wow. I gotta learn that piano riff. Okay, let's see. Do you guys fucking hear that? Oh, can you guys hear that? What is that? Oh, can you guys hear? What is that? Time for Big News with Drew. Okay, this is the Big News with Drew. This is coming out of America, obviously, because where else does news come from? Okay, this is from... Honestly, this is from last month, but whatever. I thought it was funny because I was just going deep in the archives. This is in America. A 5-year-old was stopped on a U.S. highway, and a trooper stopping a car with a suspected impaired driver. So I'm gonna play a little bit of the video. On a U.S. highway on Monday, was bemused to find a 5-year-old in the driver's seat. That's so local, because like in the video the car is just like swerving, but it's like kind of staying in the lane, but then it would like swerve a little bit and like kind of cut a guy off, and then you're like, okay, yeah, this guy's fucking wasted. And then the kid pulls over and like it shows him like stepping on the brakes, like the brake lights are on as he's pulled over, and the kid still hasn't put it in park. Like he's like holding the brakes as this cop is pulling him over, and the cop is like, okay, here. He's like, he's trying to keep it real, but like he is astonished. Could you imagine pulling up to someone you thinking that they're wasted, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rough this guy up, and it's a 5-year-old. You'd be like, is someone fucking with me right now? Like, am I meant to take this seriously? Okay, so here we go. Look at this. Okay, I want you to see this. The kid is stepping on the fucking brake lights right now. Look at that. Can you see that? The kid is stepping on the brake lights as the officer's walking up to the fucking thing. And then...
How old are you? You're 5 years old. Wow.
How old are you? You're 5 years old. Wow. He just goes, wow. What else can you say? It's not like you could start pepper spraying this fucking kid or ask him for anything. He's 5, man. This kid is... It's been within the last 18 months that this kid has learned how to wipe his own ass. That's crazy.
Okay. Where did you learn how to drive a car?
Where did you learn how to drive a car? Like, why is this guy even asking him questions? It's a fucking 5-year-old. Put the car in park and... Like, why are you asking him regular, like, pull over questions? This cop is shook. They never fucking gave you a manual for what to do when you pull over a 5-year-old, man. You can't use scare tactics on a 5-year-old. You can't use command presence. You can't just start beating them. Like, what do you... And these are, like, because the cops are just hammers, and every problem is a nail to them. So what happens when you encounter a little fucking puppy dog and you're just a hammer? Oh my god, man. I wonder if I didn't watch the end of this video. I just thought it was so funny. Okay, let's see how it goes.
Where are you gonna go? Where are you driving to? And where does your sister live?
He said, okay, this probably sounds like shit because that highway noise, but he's asking him where he's driving to, where he's going, where his sister lives. So apparently this kid, he wanted his mom to buy him a Lamborghini, and then she's like, no, I'm not gonna buy you a Lamborghini. And then he's like, hey, fuck you. I'm taking your minivan and I'm driving to California. I'm gonna buy my own Lamborghini. And he had $3, which I mean, like, fucking A. And that's this kid had $3 and he thought he could just go buy one. That's so local. I remember my parents bought us a trampoline from Canadian Tire when I was a kid, and it was like, I remember them buying it. I was with them when they bought it, and it was like $389. And I was like, wow. Because like I had no concept of money, and so like $389, like I thought $100 was like, buddy, like $100 is like, you're loaded. So when I was like, I remember feeling so grateful, like, wow, like my parents are spending like all their money on this. I was like, that must be all their money. Like $389. That's 3 times what a wealthy person has. Because a truly wealthy person has $100. And they're spending 3 times that because you don't have this fucking concept. I mean, I might have been a little bit. I don't know. How old was I when we got the trampoline? I was probably younger. Fuck. I don't know. Who knows? What else is he gonna say here? California. Kids going to California. Wow, he says you just sit right there for a second. This kid is fucking. That's not a 5-year-old. That kid's like 9. Okay, that kid is also good at lying. Yo, when I was 9, I could probably drive a car. We were driving one when we were like 13. That was pretty fucking stupid. Okay, anyways, that was my big news. We're not gonna do a custody of the week. And yeah, fucking A. That's the end. Doodly-doo-doo-dwee. You know I gotta poop 1, 2 times, or maybe 3, to feel all nice and regular, and go about my day without a belly full of poop hanging around playing. I got a belly full of poop. Throw it down the chute. I got a belly full of poop. And I throw it down the poopy chute.